ladies and gentlemen, it is my unfortunate position here to tell you that the Queen of England has passed away. Now, far be it from me to try to capitalize on the death of a celebrity or an important person or anyone in general. I usually think that that kind of stuff is in bad taste, especially someone as iconic as the Queen of England. I thought that they were going to make a cast resin of her and put it out where the Queen of England would be just so that this scenario couldn't happen, but unfortunately, here we are. It wouldn't be a tragedy without a set of activists on Instagram and Twitter trying to come out and remind us how bad the Queen actually was and why we shouldn't be mourning the death of her like we didn't know that those things happened. So, I've seen a few of those, and I thought that I would just bring them up. The first one reads, imagine if the world showed this much care and empathy for the communities that Queen Elizabeth II and the monarchy colonized and ravaged. Now, before I say anything, I really would like to stress that I am not against any of these claims. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that they're not important. And I'm most importantly not saying that they don't deserve attention. What I do have trouble with, though, is the idea that that the attention is mutually exclusive. The attention is mutually exclusive, meaning that we cannot remember the Queen without remembering these other things, right? So when an important event happens and I'm just trying to mourn the Queen, to be the buzzkill and remind us all that she did these horrible things, which, by the way, she didn't. She has about as much power in the decision making as Ronald McDonald does in the decision making at McDonald's, right? So, and to come out here and imply that she caused all of these horrible things, again, I will not stand for these things. They are all horrible, and they have made the world a worse place. But there's something about sitting around waiting for these bad things to happen to be like, oh, no, she's a horrible person. I don't understand why why does everybody feel bad for her? She's bad. Like, come on, really? Do you think that we forgot? No. She's the Queen of England. She's been alive for 100 years. She's outlived her wax dummies. So with that, we'll go and move on to the next one here. Nations. Everyone in England is distracted. It's the perfect time to get your stuff back from the British Museum. Yeah, no, that one's kind of funny. I don't really see much wrong with that because it's not downplaying the Queen herself. It is like whatabouting. You know, it's all this whataboutism that really makes me angry. It's like, oh, but what about that stuff? And it's like, yeah, we know that's there. Thanks for reminding us. So this one's not really whatabouting. It's basically, I mean, it is a little bit, but it's also true. It's also very true. They have a lot of their shit. So then we'll go on to the next one. We'll give that one a pass. And this is the last one I have for now. I just kind of wanted to give you the general idea of the kind of things that I'm seeing. Here we go. Queen Elizabeth II finding out she's been banned in heaven for committing genocidal war crimes for most of her life. Hashtag no mourning colonizers. See, this is the worst kind of thing. I think of all three, this one is definitely the worst. Because the first one is kind of petty. You know, the first one was asking like, oh, but imagine if people cared this much about other issues. You know? And I think to an extent I agree about that sentiment, but, you know, it kind of overstates the amount of power that we have, I feel. Whereas this one is saying a lot about the Queen herself, and it's telling you not to mourn her, which is like, come on, bro. Like that, I don't think I would want to say that about mostly anybody asterisk. A few people I would, you know. I don't want to elaborate on that, but you know who I'm talking about. I don't think that she's in that list. You know, there's a big list of people that we would not want to mourn. I will not say them because that's a good way to get demonetized. But you know who's on that list, and I don't think that we're about to put the Queen of England up into that list. You know, she's on a lot of different currencies at this point. That's a rocky road, you know. So those are the three that I have seen, and it really is just it's just kind of sad to see people who are desperate to have the plight of other people be listened to while simultaneously raining on the parade of everybody else. You know, because I get the point of activism. You know, the point of activism is to raise awareness for events and stuff like this so they don't happen again. But especially for like a figurehead, you know, just kind of like raining on everybody's parade is not a good way to go about it, because then you just end up making people angry at you. I certainly have unfollowed a lot of people on Instagram for doing parade raining, because it's just not in great taste, you know? Like, those causes are important, and it honestly does them a disservice by comparing them to events like this. So anyways, yeah, those are some of the things I've seen. I'm sure that there are more. Feel free to send me some, and we'll go through them and talk about them. But anyways, that's all I have to say today. Thank you so much. Have a good one.